All right, welcome everybody. We're the virtual open house guys here, and I'm Julian Jackson, and we are going to introduce you guys to a great set of inventory we have over on the northwest side of San Antonio, Texas. So if you're thinking of moving here, you're thinking about moving around or in San Antonio, or just in and around San Antonio, whatever it is that you're doing, we are here for you. The reason why we're doing these virtual open houses is because we know there's a demand. As those interest rates came down, we know for a fact that people want to see more homes. And what better way to see homes without having to leave the comfort of your home is virtual open houses. And with me is my partner here, Shane Tracy. Take it away.
Hey, everybody. I got to tell you, I mean, how could it be any better than this? You don't have to leave your house and you get to see all of these gorgeous new homes. I'm Shane Tracy. I'm a real estate broker here in San Antonio. And between Julian and I, we have the answers when it comes to whether you are looking for your first home, you're actually looking at your second home and need to sell your first home, or your empty nesters want to get into your dream home. No matter what, we want to make sure that you know when it comes to new homes, we've got you covered. Right, Julian?
Absolutely. We are your guys. Virtual open house guys, we are the ones that can show you not only, we're typically going to show you new builds, so that's pretty much all we're going to show you, but can we help you with pre-owned? Absolutely. There are going to be homes out there for some people. Typically, the number one reason we hear is that there's not enough acreage, there's not enough land or something like that. But for the most part, new build is the way to go. And with that, we're going to jump right into our presentation here and kind of help you everyone see like why is new build such a good idea. Now, for this particular community, we have the amenity centers. There's actually going to be two, and Shane will get into that a little bit more. But for now, I'll let you guys take a quick peek at what the amenity center looks like here at Callison Ranch and Perry Homes.
My goodness. Hey, I don't know about you all, but look at that pool. Look at that pool. And like Julian was saying, this is one of two amenity centers that are available to Callison Ranch residents. And I also want to let you know that you actually have access to a stocked fishing pond in the community. You don't have to go anywhere. Right there in the community.
Yeah.
Is that amazing or what, Julian?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you think about what's going on at Callison Ranch, it's been there for a while. And we're going to have our favorite rep over there, James, who's going to be going through a lot of information here. And as he's going through this, you'll hear his voice. We'll eventually introduce you to him at one point in time. But for now, you just get to hear his voice, and then the rest you can ask us, and we'll tell you about it. Really quick, I'll go through an overview here. As Shane already mentioned about the amenity center, I'm just going to talk about what you can expect for the rest of this open house tour virtually. So, of course, the virtual house open house guys, that's us. We're going to talk about our purpose, why we're here, and how we help you more than other agents, particularly with new builds and this process, especially if you're moving from other locations or if you want to know more about certain things that happen in San Antonio and how we can help you with different products when it comes to purchasing a home. We're here for you. Then we got Perry Homes. We're going to showcase the 3 different models they have here. And we're going to, let you see a tour of each one of those. Then we're going to take questions after each one. Then we're going to get into incentives, inventory, earnest money. Shane will run through that with us and give you the exact details of what's happening there. And then we'll let you know when you sign with us, our guarantee, how we can help you, the incentives that we can do, how we can help you with rebates, and also the fact that we have information that you're probably not going to hear anywhere else. We're going to go over that then. But Remember, we will be taking questions after each tour. All right.
Awesome.
All right, Shane, help us out with our purpose. What are we here for?
So, you think about it, when it comes to looking for a home, a lot of folks just don't know where to start. And I'll tell you that we do this day in and day out. We are experts in this area in San Antonio with new homes, pre-existing also. So don't worry if that ends up being the route that you want to take. No matter what, we want you to know that you have solid support between the two of us to make sure that we are doing the very best for you. You are getting the best incentives. You are getting the best price. There are so many different options here in San Antonio at, I would say, pretty much every price point that I could think of. And
Absolutely.
you want to make sure when it is your time to start this process that you have got the support that is going to make this as smooth as possible. We can't promise you there's no stress, right, Julian? We
That's right.
can't promise you that.
No,
But
no change.
when it comes to all the different things that can pop up, all the different obstacles and potentially what you may consider a wall that you can't get past, do me a favor and just check in with us, and you'll see that we have solutions where you probably haven't heard anyone talk about before. And because it is our goal to make sure that we're getting you in the right home at your monthly payment that you're comfortable with, in the area that you want, and that is a healthy and wonderful place for you to say, this is my home.
Absolutely. And I'm going to reiterate exactly what Shane's saying. I mean, it boils down to, we're not going to tell you no, we're going to tell you how. There's things that we can help you with that you're not going to hear from other people. It really does boil down to whether it's help with down payment assistance, whether it's help with even, guess what, student loans. There's a student loan forgiveness program that we particularly learned. And it helps people, whether your loan is in default or you just need to find out how to reduce it. We have a program for that. There's incentives out there. We talk about off-market properties, pre-market properties, reduced price properties, even, again, like Shane mentioned, the best monthly payment. Well, we know that when you're shopping, you hear the price of the house. Doesn't really tell you a lot. Why does all that matter? Yeah, right. It's like a lot of people ask questions about, like, well, the price is X. Well, that's great, but what is the interest rate? See, most of your realtors aren't going to talk about that, right, Shane?
Right. They just shy away.
Yeah, and we know we're not loan officers, but there's a certain amount of information that as realtors, we need to be able to explain to clients, especially if you're on the buy side. Why? Because if monthly payment's not the thing that's driving you, that probably means you're paying cash. So most of the folks that we work with are usually getting financing. And so the monthly payment matters more than anything else. If it doesn't fit in your budget, then of course we don't want to try to force you into that home. And me and Shane are definitely going to be the ones that tell you, even though your budget's $2,300 and you're thinking, well, that house costs X amount of dollars and it's $2,500. Well, hey, are you a little flexible? Maybe the other side of town would be a little bit better for you. We may show you a home in Callison Ranch, but it may not be the one you end up in. But if you're like, I love that floor plan, is there a better place or a place I can go where it's not as expensive? Why? Because the tax rate and the interest rate are going to affect the monthly payment. So the same amount, that $2,300, may get you that same exact floor plan in another community. But that's why Shane and I want to make sure that you reach out to us before you make any decisions, because these are the things you're not going to hear from your typical realtor. We specialize in new builds and we specialize in financing options and alternatives. Right, Shane?
Absolutely. You would be surprised at what a different tax rate, a different type of loan program that some people may not even know about or talk about, or even our secret system that we've got to lower your student loan debt.
Exactly, right. So we can talk about stories for that one for days.
Absolutely. No matter what, at the end of the day, if you are looking to become a homeowner for the first time, or this is a second or third home for you, your dream home, whatever the case may be, we are your source. We are the ones that will take you from your first step to your last step, smiling at your closing date with your and getting your keys afterwards. We love to see that our clients are making the best of what they have, and there's no better way than to look at new homes to get the best money for what's out there.
That's absolutely it. Yep. And with that, we'll move on to our inventory. So, as Shane mentioned, there's a lot of stuff going on to help you get into these homes. Now, why Perry, right? Well, you're about to see why. Today, we're going to be showcasing the Perry Homes 45 foot, 50 foot, 60 foot model. So, as you can tell, these are what a lot of people might consider their dream home. So, they may be stepping out of a home, whether it's moving up or downsizing. It could be a Perry home simply because the price points are a little bit higher. Depending on, now if you're coming from another location, these might be less expensive than what you're used to seeing. But we're going to go through some of the price points and incentives as we go through the end. But we're going to talk about the 45 foot, then we're going to go to the 50 foot, then the 60 foot. Are we ready to take these tours, Shane?
Oh my goodness, let's show them. These
All
are
right.
awesome.
All right, so here's the 45 foot product, and the videos may be a little bit delayed, so take your time and watch them, but there you'll get a good idea of what we can show you out here.
Perry Homes was founded by Bob Perry well over 55 years ago. We always say when your company's built to last, your homes are built to last as well. And so we are a Texas-only builder. However, we're now going into Florida, but we feel that we build a superior product. In my opinion, we're at the highest threshold before you cross into the custom realm. So we'd love to show you our product. Come out for more information. Our 45-foot collection certainly includes a 45-foot wide lot. We're going to start around 1,600 square feet and go up just under 2,500 square feet, 1-story and 2-story. Many of the plans start as a 3-bedroom, but we do have 4-bedroom products available. So whether you're a first-time home buyer or an empty nester looking for something a little smaller, we have something for everybody. Allison Ranch is special to Perry. We do not share lots with other builders. So where we're building, it's very, exclusive. Perry next to Perry. We have amazing amenities out here. 2 gorgeous amenity centers with 2 swimming pools, 2 shaded playgrounds, a stocked fishing pond, plenty for the family to do. We also fall under Northside School District, so #1 school district in the state. And we have one of the lowest property taxes in the San Antonio area at 1.8%. Incentives change monthly. At the moment, we're offering 5.4% fixed using our in-house lender. Some of our buyers prefer to pivot that incentive into either a price reduction or closing costs. So we're very flexible on how that incentive is applied. But right now we're aggressively buying interest rates down.
My goodness, it doesn't matter what size of home. Barry Homes, I mean, they knock it out of the park every time. We just can't say enough about what the actual finishes, the look, all the materials that are put into Perry Homes. It is well worth considering. No matter what your price point here is, even at the 45 foot, you're going to be receiving the same detail, the same finishes, like I was saying, as you would with the 60 foot. But we want to know what questions come up. What are you thinking when you see this particular home? We do apologize if there's any kind of graininess or anything, but we hope that you were able to really get an idea of what one of those homes entails. Any questions at this point?
Yeah, and don't say any direct questions, but I think some of the common questions we're going to get are always going to be about price points and monthly payment. So we'll touch on that as we get toward the end. But if anything comes up about each one of these floor plans, other than like, hey, where is it going to be? Yeah, we'll have to pull up a map and kind of share with you where exactly is Callison Ranch in relation to the rest of San Antonio. But these are some of the questions you can also get from us at the end. We're going to obviously give you, if we have your contact information. So we will be reaching out if you guys are interested in tours or anything like that. By all means, enter it in the comments and say, yes, we would like a tour. And at the end, we're going to tell you why you want to tour with us as opposed to other people. So we'll get to that here in a second. Yep. Go ahead, Shane.
Absolutely. And yeah, folks, don't shy away. We want to meet you in person. It's one thing to be able to have this technology and for you to be able to see these beautiful homes without even leaving your couch. We definitely want to make this as easy as possible for you. At the same time, we can't wait to meet you in person. Trust me on that. But just so you know, the home that we just showed you was 1,984 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and 2-car garage, just so you have an idea of what space would look like. So that's under 2,000 square feet. And my goodness, that's very comfortable, very beautiful, and well thought out layout of the home. And but I think you'll see a recurring sense of beauty and finishes with any of their homes.
That's absolutely correct. Yes, I mean, when you think about Perry Homes, you're obviously thinking about as close to custom as you can get, as James mentioned in there. And if you ever go to Perry Homes, if you haven't been to Perry Homes and you go to their homes, it doesn't matter if you find the smaller product or their largest product, you're going to find the same quality and you're going to know that you're in a different space. So, all right, with that, we got our second home, and this is the 50-foot product.
Our 50-foot collection will offer a 50-foot wide lot. We're going to have square footages that'll start just about 2,000 square feet all the way to 3,500 square feet. Many of the plans will offer, standard 2-car garage, but some do offer 3-car tandem garages. You're going to have a beautiful product here, 8-foot doors on your bottom level. Of course, it's a single story throughout the home. Big windows, everything you would expect to see from Perry. And the price point will start in the 500s and go up into the 600s. Perry Homes was founded by Bob Perry well over 55 years ago. We always say when your company's built to last, your homes are built to last as well. And so we are a Texas-only builder. However, we're now going into Florida, but we feel that we build a superior product. In my opinion, we're at the highest threshold before you cross into the custom realm. So we'd love to show you our product. Come out for more information. Allison Ranch is special to Perry. We do not share lots with other builders. So where we're building, it's very, exclusive. Perry next to Perry. We have amazing amenities out here. 2 gorgeous amenity centers with 2 swimming pools, 2 shaded playgrounds, a stock fishing pond, plenty for the family to do. We also fall under Northside School District, so #1 school district in the state. And we have one of the lowest property taxes in the San Antonio area at 1.8%. Incentives change monthly. At the moment, we're offering 5.4% fixed using our in-house lender. Some of our buyers prefer to pivot that incentive into either a price reduction or closing costs. So we're very flexible on how that incentive is applied. But right now, we're aggressively buying interest rates.
I got to tell you, every time I fall in love with these homes over and over again. This particular, it was 2,513 square feet, 2,513 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, and 2-car garage. My goodness, Julian, is that something else or what?
Oh yeah, I mean, every time I see Perry Homes, I always remember, the clients you've taken and shown their homes, and James always super helpful. But it always comes to mind not only the quality of their build, but how much they help you. Like we like to use the term semi-custom. Why? Because a lot of times you go to these builders, especially on the higher end, they don't like to move things around a lot. Typically, what you see is what you get. But with Perry, if it requires certain things where they can move around, as long as it's not going to damage the structure or the whatever the typical floor plan is out there, as long as they can make those moves and help clients out, they'll go the extra mile and do that. So not only are we talking some of the best quality homes out there, we're also talking about the best customer service.
Well, case in point, if you don't mind me doing a little story time here
Absolutely.
for our audience. My goodness, I had a client that just moved here out of state and wanted to find a home for her and her elderly parents. And we actually toured a home that was complete, guys. This home was complete, ready, on. So you're talking, it would be owned in 30 days. It would be, sold in 30 days. And so my client absolutely fell in love. This was a one-story, almost 3,000 square foot one-story, and everything was checked except one thing. Again, like I said, elderly parents, and for their bathroom, they would need that shower only, where they would actually, with Perry Homes, you actually step down. It's a mud set. You're not actually stepping up over a lip or anything like that with their showers. But the bathroom that this needed to be in had a tub shower combo. So you'd actually have to step over the side of the tub. Well, that wasn't going to work at all. Her elderly parents couldn't do that. Really couldn't do that. So, Julian, it's just amazing what Perry Homes did. Right there on the spot, they said, we will change this so this is a mud set shower. We'll change this. And we still close on. That means, just to give you an idea, that means they had to just do demolition of most or all of that bathroom to even make this work.
Yeah, and I remember.
Incredible.
Yeah, and I remember you were telling me this. This was a while back, and I remember it was another house they saw across town. They said, "Well, that one already has it in there. We really prefer this Perry home, but it's mandatory. We got to have that shower that we step down into because our parents can't step over a tub." And so the fact that they were even like, "Well, no big deal. If you like this home better, just as long as we know this is your perfect 10, actually you're 11 if you compare it to that other home that you're 10. So you're like, I'd rather have my 11 if you can give me that tub." Oh, okay. Well, if that's what it takes, that's what we'll do. And they get the step down shower versus the tub. And yeah, I remember that. That was amazing. I mean, it's a story we love to share because a lot of times you hear from builders, yeah, we can't do that. But that's not what you're going to hear at Perry.
Folks, that is the norm. That is the norm that a builder, and I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, just so you know, the normal answer you're going to get is this home is complete. And, you would need to be looking at building a home or, looking elsewhere. But we're not able to do that extensive type of change like that. And right there on the spot, they were able to give us an answer and start the work. It was absolutely amazing, over the top with customer service. I can't say enough about it.
Absolutely. Yep. And I couldn't agree more. All right, so we got our final and our largest home. It's an amazing floor plan. If you've never seen it, you got to get out to Callison Ranch and take a look at it. We've been there. We've seen events hosted there. It actually is one of those places. If you are an entertainer, this is probably the house for you. It's got everything. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this one.
So our 60-foot product consists of a 60-foot wide lot. With having the additional width, we're able to go to larger square footage. So we're going to start around 2,500 square feet, go all the way up into 4,000 square feet. And most of our homes in this product series will offer 3-car garage. In some cases, we can do a 4-car garage if the lot is extra wide. And in terms of price, we'll start in the high 500s and we'll go up into the 700s. Allison Ranch is special to Perry. We do not share lots with other builders. So where we're building, it's very exclusive. Perry next to Perry. We have amazing amenities out here. 2 gorgeous amenity centers with 2 swimming pools, 2 shaded playgrounds, a stock fishing pond, plenty for the family to do. We also fall under Northside School District, so #1 school district in the state. And we have one of the lowest property taxes in the San Antonio area at 1.8%. Perry Homes was founded by Bob Perry well over 55 years ago. We always say when your company's built to last, your homes are built to last as well. And so we are a Texas-only builder. However, we're now going into Florida, but we feel that we build a superior product. In my opinion, we're at the highest threshold before you cross into the custom realm. So we'd love to show you our product. Come out for more information. Incentives change monthly. At the moment, we're offering 5.4% fixed using our in-house lender. Some of our buyers prefer to pivot that incentive into either a price reduction or closing costs. So we're very flexible on how that incentive is applied. But right now, we're aggressively buying interest rates down.
All I can say is
All right.
wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. That particular floor plan, like I said, it's the entertainer's dream, right? Like if you like to
Oh my
entertain, this
goodness.
is definitely the plan for you. Yeah.
And everything. I think you can entertain in the bathroom, right?
Yeah, it's pretty serious house, right? Yeah, and I know we've actually gone there and done like open, live open houses there, or showcasing that particular home, because Perry doesn't necessarily like do open houses, but since we have certain relationships with builders, we're able to get a little bit more done. They trust us more because we know how to help take care of their product, and that's one of the things we want to make sure that anyone that works with us understands. We have special relationships with builders all over San Antonio, and that's
Yes.
why we're allowed to even get some of the footage and stuff that you see here. They allow most realtors to do that, but we're able to take it to the next level because we actually have more interest in showing people new builds because we're new build specialists. That's what we do. So if you have any questions, obviously that's what we're here for, and we'll go through and kind of share as we wrap this up what's going on.
I do want to add to that, just so our audience knows, that particular floor plan is 3,568 square feet, over 3,500 square feet right there. 4 bedrooms,
Yes, that's right.
3.5 bath, and 3-car garage. I just want to throw that in. But yeah,
No, absolutely. Glad you reminded us, because yeah, that's a good information. Everybody wants to know how big the floor plans are. Now, as far as price range, I know we'll get into that here in a second, and you can kind of walk us through what's going on with the incentives and all that. I'll go over this really quick, and then I'll let Shane jump in with the actual inventory that's available and some of the price points that they have out at this community. But don't get caught up in the price point, because if you're curious about the home and you want to know what the monthly payments are, that's why you reach out to us. These interest rates, why is this such a big deal? Well, I'll get into this because I happen to have a loan officer background as well. But you see this 5.49. Like, when was the last time we saw interest rates in the fives? Right? A lot of people are wondering, what does that actually mean? Well, great. We got the 5.49. What exactly does that mean? That means that you can buy the same house for a lower monthly payment. So whatever 500,000 was getting you before, if it was a $4,000 a month payment, it could now be 3,500. So these are the things you got to be thinking about. Now, what happens with builders when they have rates that are lower? Well, if their interest rates are going down, then the buyers or builders can actually buy bulk rates and get them even lower. And then sometimes they'll offer what you call a 2-1 buy down. What that means is count 2 years back from, well, let's say it's the first 3 years you got to consider when you look at a 2-1 buy down. The first year is going to be 2 points lower than the rate they offer, which is a 5.49, which will be 3.49. Then the next year, the second year, will be 1 point lower, which is 4.49. So the first year you're doing a 3.49, the second year you're doing a 4.49, and then the third year through the 30th year you're doing a 5.49. Now, you may not realize it, but a lot of things can happen from year 1 to year 3. Now, some people think, well, what if this costs a couple of $100 more every month that I don't want to pay? Well, if you get the buy down, you're going to start off with $200 to $300 lower payment to start with, maybe even $400 lower. Then the next year it'll go up $200, next year it'll go over $200. So what we like to remind our clients is, if we can find incentives for you where we can actually get them to pay your closing cost, that's money that you were planning to spend out of pocket that you don't have to spend now. So let's say that's $10,000. How long would it take for you to get through $10,000 if all you had to do was put up an extra $200 out of that $10,000? Take the $10,000 divided by 200. That's how many months you have of savings and emergency fund that you don't have to worry about. So a lot of people are like, well, it's going to cost me, I only want to spend $2,300, but they said it has to be $2,500. Well, is this your number 11 home? I mean, I 1 out of 10 score. If this is 11 or 12, you're like, you know what? We're going to make that extra $200 payment. But where our goal is not only that, but if we know we have the incentive where they're covering your closing cost, you have that extra money in the bank. Keep it where it's important to you. Now, what else can you be thinking about over those 2 years? Might you get a raise? Potentially. Are there credit cards that maybe you could pay off in that time frame? Possibly. And what about a car? Maybe you got 2 or 3 years left on a car note. $400 or $500 gone. So if the house matters most, which is where the equity builds, if you didn't know this statement, this will probably resonate with a lot of people. Most of your millionaires either keep or buy or hold their wealth in real estate. Does that make sense? So if you think about that, like if you think about most of the millionaires out there, they either make or hold their wealth in real estate. So this could be the number one thing to help you create that legacy that you're wanting to start for your family. And if you want any more details on that, if that didn't make perfect sense to you and you need to know more, that's exactly a reason why you want to reach out to us or put your questions in the comments. And then with that, I'll let Shane pick up on the inventory and the other things that are available out there.
I want to add something to what you were just talking about, that what a lot of the folks out here in San Antonio that we interact with a lot, and we support and represent in finding the right home is folks that have VA home loan benefits. So that could be active duty military, could be a veteran, it could be a surviving spouse. And in those situations, you may be thinking, well, Shane, if I go with this interest rate in the fives, and what if it drops down further, like Julian's talking about? And that's what we want to be looking for, is in the next couple of years for it to potentially go down. One of the options that is really something to keep in mind is the VA has this refinance. So the costs aren't there that you would normally have in a regular refinance where you could potentially get equity out or that sort of thing. With the streamlined refinance on a VA loan, it's just simply that. It's a very inexpensive way just to drop your interest rate. And so just keep that in mind, that yes, there are some costs that can come with refinancing, depending on the situation and what the lender is offering and all of that. But keep in mind, especially for our VA clients out there, that you do have that option. Now, with what's going on, as James said in his video, in the videos, the incentives change monthly. Right now, as you can see, it's 5.49% or $20,000 towards your closing costs. It's one or the other, and either way, that is awesome.
Yep.
Really is
Absolutely.
awesome for buyers, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And you got to be thinking, like, if all the options that we shared with you aren't enough, we know more. And a lot of times we can't actually continue to negotiate with our builder reps because of our relationship with them. They will let us know, like, yeah, there's certain homes that we can do even better for you than others. And sometimes those are the perfect fit for some people. So the inventory versus non-inventory used to have a different meaning years ago, but now what inventory means pretty much across the board is the builders have already decided what's going to be in that home, what the finishes are, what the amenities, all the different things that are going to be part of that, the upgrades. It's already going to be part of that home. And because they do that, you don't get to make those choices. Well, in a lot of cases, people look at the house and go, I wouldn't know what choice to make anyway, especially on a home like Perry. So it's like, it looks great. I don't really need anything else. Well, great, because those are the ones where they typically offer the incentives, and they're typically the quick move in. They're usually the ones that are off market, pre-market, the ones that we are able to show you because we are in good with these builders. And that's why we want to make sure that when you reach out and you want to learn about new builds, make sure you check with the virtual open house guys, because we know where the inventory is, and we always get the updates faster than pretty much anyone here, or we get them as fast, if not faster than everyone else. Right, Shane?
Yeah, it's exciting all the time, guys. This is so exciting to be able to provide this information to you all. And I really, really just can't get over what they have available through Perry Homes, and specifically in this case at Callison Ranch. You also nearby, just so you know, we talked about amenities, all kinds of places to walk in there, but you also have what's known as Government Canyon right behind that. That is a place for everybody to go and discover. And one of the things that they have discovered there are actual real dinosaur footprints. Yes, you heard that right. Dinosaur footprints just right outside of Perry Homes at Government Canyon. So you can take advantage of that. You and your kids can discover all day at a place like that, for sure.
Biking, hiking, you name it. It's all out there. All right. All right. Well, I know we're getting close to our hour time limit, so we don't want to keep you guys any longer than we promised. But with that being said, We want to make sure that you guys actually know what's going on when you sign with us. What makes us so much different than everybody else out there? Well, for one, we're new build specialists, and we've been doing this for years. And because we took the time to learn and actually master this process, we're able to offer things based on what's going on in the market. A lot of changes are coming right now. So if you've been hearing based on the news or other places where you might have heard that the real estate industry is changing and some of the agents out there may not have been doing the best job for you, that may or may not be true. So what we want to do is make sure that you know that when you're working with us, you're getting the best out there. And so when you do work with us, when you sign with us, there's a process you have to go through. Before, when you listed your home, you had to give us permission to market your home by signing with us. Well, that was supposed to be the case with the buyer side as well. Well, now it's actually enforced. We have to make sure we get a signature from people before we show them or tour them homes. So if you're absolutely interested in touring a home, we don't lock you into anything. We like to tell people, on the first time we go out with you, keep your checkbook at home. Why? Because we're not trying to enforce anything. It's a discovery meeting. We like to call it your new build home test drive. We'll actually give you a voucher for that. And if you can finish a tour with us, we'll actually literally give you a 3-day, 2-night vacation stay. Or it's a voucher. You have to pay for the resort fees, I think, and probably taxes, but it ends up being about a third of what you would normally cost on or be charged on a vacation. So that's something we can help and offer with. But I also want to make sure that everyone understands, like, you receive our client appreciation rebate. Typically, we like to start off maybe with $500. If the builders offer us more, they give us bonuses, then we can help you with more. So a lot of times we're not trying to recommend the house to you because it puts more money in our pocket. It just gives us more flexibility. Let's say that you don't want to cover a certain amount of closing costs. So if they give us a bonus, we can pass that a portion of that to you to help you cover it. Now, of course, if we negotiate all of your closing costs and you're, let's say, a veteran, or we find USDA homes and we get them to cover everything for you, then yes, we just did our job. We saved you way more money than what you might have been expecting to pay out of pocket in the first place. And that's our goal. We've had people who thought they were going to end up taking $30,000 out of their bank to go move into a home, end up spending $10,000 or less. In some cases, they just spent the earnest money. But that's our goal. We want to make sure that we earn what we make by showing you how to save at least that much by working with us. And so with that being said, we offer a pre-listing and pre-buyer presentation package. We want to make sure that, we give you that information ahead of time so we keep you informed, whether you're listing or buying, either way. When it comes to having a buyer rep, I just explained to you why that's so important, because we're definitely going to do everything in our power to save you thousands of dollars up front and over time. That's a really big deal. And then we have our home affordability calculator. These are all the free resources we're going to share with you guys who have been part of this training, part of this event, our virtual open house. And then, as I mentioned already, the voucher for the, keep your checkbook at home. We don't want you to have to think about that on the discovery meeting. Now, if you decide you like something, you may have to have access to money one way or another. But typically what our builders do is they'll send you a link and say, if this is something you really want to have, then you got to, put down your earnest money. But from our perspective, we don't work for the builders. We work for you. You want to add on that, Shane? Because I know that's a big deal when you're out showing your clients. We want to make sure that they know we work for them, not for the builders, but we just have really good relationships with them.
Oh my goodness, that is so key, folks. There are, as I said earlier, we're doing this day in and day out. Julia and I, this is in our blood. For you that are looking for a home, this is all new. It doesn't matter how much we break it down. It is all new to you, and it is key to know that when we're out showing you homes and we meet with a builder, that you understand that we are there and only there to represent you and do the very best for you. Not the builder, not a neighbor, not some other third party, but we're here for you. And in doing that, you can be at ease knowing that you are being helped as much as we possibly can. I think, again, as I mentioned earlier, there are lots and lots of things that you may not even think of that we already have solutions for. So we're already see the obstacles and know how to get over them before we even get there. And I can't say enough about the fact that right there is well worth making sure that you're represented by open house guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think everyone has to understand, like when you're trying to find your first home, your next home, that everything is based on what you think are great options. Our job isn't to try to sell you a house. When you meet a true buyer rep like Shane and I, we're not trying to sell your house. We're just trying to present you options so that you can make the best choice for you and your family, typically within your budget, your time frame, and your location. So what we also do is when you get on a one-on-one with us on our Zoom call, it'll take a lot less time now because you guys kind of get to see what we offer already up front. But one of the things we want to do is get a map of the city if you're not familiar with it. And for those who are, obviously tell you the difference, especially with like tax rates and things of that nature. But everything from homeowner association fees to how much the tax rates are, what incentives they are, we have that all available. In addition to the final piece on here that I did mention was the mini video course. Everything you need to know about buying or selling a home. We have a 5-video series for each one of those. They're anywhere from 3 to 5 minute videos for 5 parts, but you watch that and it'll educate you from A to Z on the home buying or home selling process. And we do that for the very reason of making sure you feel very comfortable with us. We have a legal obligation to make sure that you are taken care of. This is not something that we get to decide because we, feel like I want to look better than someone else or not look better. That we are legally required to give you that. Everything we do in addition to that is because we know our stuff. And because we know our stuff, we're not going to go outside those bounds, but we're also going to make sure that you're taken care of because our job is to protect your interest above our own.
Can I add, Julian, something? When you brought up about the map of San Antonio, that just reminded me, and again, going back to the fact that you don't do this every day when it comes to buying a home. And I also mentioned that we have a lot of folks that have VA home loan benefits. So that means that there's lots of folks moving to San Antonio may have never been here before. And we want to really reinforce the fact that no matter where you are in the world, we can make sure that we're finding the best home for you. Bar none, hands down, no matter where you're at, we can make this process as smooth as possible for you. So when you get here, we can hand you your keys and say, congratulations, San Antonio is your new home, and we're so happy that you're here, for sure.
Yep. Absolutely. And our goal is to earn your partnership because we work as partners. We don't work for you, don't work against you. We work as partners. We're part of a team together. And that's what we want people to understand. So there's no guarantee, or actually there's a guarantee on our part that you don't have to work with us if you don't like us. But we've never really had that issue because we know that once we share certain amounts of information, we let you see side-by-side comparisons. We've had clients who literally were like, this sounds too good to be true. I think I'm too nervous. I might want to walk away. We'll go get resources from other lenders, other banks, and then say, hey, go to your bank, get them to run a rate sheet for you, get them to run the monthly payments and the closing costs, how much you're going to bring to the closing table versus your monthly payment. Take a look at that, and then we'll show you what the builders are offering. If you're nervous, I've had clients that are like, wait a minute, it went from $2,900 to $2,350. How is that possible? Because the sellers get to offer concessions that you don't have to pay out of pocket, which if you go to a lender that's with your bank, you may have to pay. So our goal is always to make sure you get the best deal. And that's almost 95% of the time going to be new builds. But there are times when pre-owned may be something that makes you more happy. And we're more than happy to help you with those because we always tell everyone that we work with, we can't be masters at new build if we don't also master pre-owned. So we got them both covered for you regardless, but we just want to make sure you get the best that your money can buy.
Awesome.
All right. Well, hey, that brings us to our summary there, Shane. I'll kind of walk us through this. Anything you want to add before I wrap this up?
We're just so excited that we can share this information about, in this case, Perry Homes at Callison Ranch. And we have got so much more to share with you all. And we want to make sure that at just your fingertip, you can get in touch with us and make the best decision when it comes to finding your San Antonio area home, bar none.
Absolutely. Yeah, I concur. And with that, now you know a little bit about the open house, guys. Our purpose here is to make sure that we save you the most money and allow some of those folks who are selling homes. Now you have opportunity to actually think about selling again. You can put it on the market. Our listing package and what we do for listings is We market better than anyone on the market as well. We do a fantastic job for you. We come up with options that most people won't even share with you. We're going to tell you how much money you're going to put in your pocket right off the bat, not hold this and wait till the end and try to explain, well, what am I losing here? Well, you're not losing anything. What we tell you is what you're going to gain, and that includes our fees. Why it's still important to pay the buyer side of the deal. If you're hearing that that's not a thing, that there is a reason to do that. And we'll get into that as well. We also wanted to make sure that you saw a little bit about Callison Ranch. This is something we do for pretty much a lot of the builders around San Antonio. Matter of fact, we're going to try and cover as many as we can, at least once a month. We're going to come up with a new builder and do this for you guys. Perry Homes was the ones that we did this month. And as you saw, Perry's definitely well worth being the #1 choice for us. And then Shane did a great job going over the incentives, inventory, earnest money requirements. Well, earnest money, real quick. Shane, what is it?
Okay, so for Perry Homes at Callison Ranch, for inventory, which they do have right now, homes available, that is going to be $3,000. That's going to be upfront with your pre-approval letter and going under contract to make sure that is your home, that no one else is going to be buying it. If it is going to be a situation where you decide to build your own home, and that's a great option too, the earnest money would be $5,000. No, either way, this money is accounted for, and you're going to see that shown at the closing, just so you know.
Yep, as part of your down payment, if that's required.
Yep.
If not, it'll go toward closing or come back to you, whichever the case may be. Now, if you're curious, what does that mean? Like in most cases, if you saw a home out on the market, it's usually 1%. So if you found a $400,000 home out and about for pre-owned, it would typically be $4,000. So it's not much of a difference when you're looking at Perry, but these are custom homes. And the $3,000 is probably less than what you'd pay on a home of equal value if it was pre-owned. So that's something to think about. But with that, you also heard when you sign with us, what does that look like, right? Well, when you sign with us, again, we guarantee that you're going to be happy with us, or there's no obligation to stay. We're not going to charge you a whole bunch of money for this, or this, with a few exceptions on the seller side, because if we do staging and drone coverage or power washing, obviously that comes out of pocket. But that's an option. We don't have a set price. We actually have what we call a tiered program. So if you want to pay X amount for more or less services, we have that available to you on the seller side. Now, on the buyer side, obviously, you're not going to run anyone who can do a better job. And if you do both with us, obviously, we'll help you with a discount on one or the other to make sure that, we're serving you as a client. And if you're willing to work with us more, obviously, we're willing to help you more and give you a bigger break on prices, in addition to all the negotiations and things that we do for you. So with that being said, we're going to be reaching out to all the attendees here. And we're probably going to do a drawing for the few folks that we actually had that signed up already. And we're going to announce who that's going to be when we do our follow-up to you guys. We'll send out a video. We'll do a drawing and send out a video to everyone who signed up and let you know who won it. And in addition to that, let you know about all the incentives and the free resources that we promised you. You'll get all that in a link here after we finish up with this within the next day or two. So with that, hey, we really appreciate everybody coming out, checking this out, sitting in your home or wherever you are, being able to enjoy the virtual open house guys and our presentation on Perry Homes.
And we certainly hope that you can see your best choice is the virtual open house guys. Bar none.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All righty, guys. You guys have a good one. We're out here.
Have a great weekend.